More eggs every day.
Give me reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones.
What is good, YouTube? My name is Tyler Rossmann, and you guys are watching Tross Films. It has officially been 2 weeks on the WHOLE30, and I'm going to give you little updates of what this past week has been like. I still haven't stepped on a scale, but this is what my current body composition looks like, so you can kind of see noticeable changes. I'm not really sure, it looks sort of similar, but anywho. And let me just start off by saying, it has been excruciatingly hard. In the WHOLE30, they typically say that days 10 and 11 are the most challenging. The days where you're most likely to quit, the days where the feelings of stress are just so extreme that you just want to stop and say, this is a stupid WHOLE30 challenge and I'm done with this, and I just want to eat the foods I want to eat because I'm tired of being so restrictive. For me it wasn't day 10 and 11. For me it was day 12 and 13, I want to say. I dug myself a hole because I had these days be Easter. And if you know about Easter, which everyone does, you always eat a lot of food at Easter time. You gather with family and friends and you have a really nice, savory meal. That being said, we went up to my grandparents' house and there were all sorts of delicious foods. We had green bean hot dish, which is green bean casserole. There was my ultimate favorite rice pudding, which is like a traditional family thing that I absolutely love, is rice pudding. Oh, it's so darn good. And we had a lot of cheesiness. We have a cheese ball. There's Easter candy everywhere of chocolates and little candies and goodies. And then they bring out dessert, and it's like a double fudge chocolate cake. One of my cousins made a angel food cake with whipped cream and blueberries. Oh, and then they also had like a turtle cheesecake pie type ordeal, which just was insane. And all of these things were around me, and I couldn't eat anything. So what I ended up eating was ham and raw vegetables, cauliflower, peppers, green peppers, and carrots is pretty much what I ate for Easter meal. And I had my plate surrounded by everyone else's with all the other really incredible, delicious, savory things that my, family spent time making. I love rice pudding and eat the most out of like anyone, and not being able to eat that or like the other things, like it is so hard. There's just so much food, and like explaining to people that you're doing like this WHOLE30 thing, like it's cool now, but like it's so hard when you look at their plates. The food just was so good, and when I was sitting down, I was looking around at everyone's plates and I was just like so jealous, and I was like, can I just have a bite? For those that celebrate Easter, it's a huge holiday with friends and family and celebration, and not being able to be a part of everything that went on was by far the hardest thing. I felt like an outsider. I felt like there was something wrong with me. I felt like I was an alien, and that really mentally just hurt me. And that's the biggest con to all this in general, is I just feel like I'm missing out on the experience of it, really enjoying the Easter, and really I feel like I'm missing out on enjoying the full experience of being with everyone by being extremely picky and continually saying like, no, can't do that, having to explain myself and everything like that. It was so hard to be there in the kitchen seeing all this prep food, and I just wanted to run away and hide. It was so mentally draining, and I can guarantee you that when I got back home after Easter, I felt like breaking down. Mentally, just a huge bash. It just was a huge bash for me mentally. And I really considered eating something. I really considered eating a bite of cake. really considered eating a bite of rice pudding, my ultimate favorite thing. Everyone knows that I love rice pudding, and they were so like, what, you're not eating it? Like, it's socially awkward. You feel like a social outcast. And if people aren't really understanding, it can make it even more challenging. Granted, my family was understanding, and so that was nice, but what happens if I was in, you know, with my friends, or, you know, doing something like that? That's a big thing to know. Someone with an eating disorder such as myself, I just feel so restrictive, and I feel like, you know, there were moments when I binge ate. I would binge eat on ham. A lot of people, including myself, in cravings like this, they'll look at food as a reward. It's like, you're doing such a great job. You've gone 10, 11, 12 days without, you're stuck with this Whole30. Can I just eat one piece of cake? Can I eat just one thing of cheesy mashed potatoes? Can I just eat one thing of crackers with dip? You know, all of these things are just like a reward. A lot of us use food as a reward. We've done so well so far. Can't we just indulge once? Can't we just, eat one little thing? It's not like we're gonna gobble it all up, but can I eat just one, chocolate Easter bunny? Can I just eat one of them? Can I just eat one little Kit Kat? And those are the thoughts that circle around your head, and I can see why this time is really hard for a lot of people. And it's true. You are gonna want to quit. You're gonna think this is stupid. You're gonna think that Whole30 is stupid, that this is some dumb thing. There's an airplane going around. The most advice I can give is, if you know, like I knew ahead of time that I was gonna be going to Easter Sunday. I didn't know necessarily what kind of foods were gonna be there, but I knew that there was gonna be a lot of foods, and I knew that I would have to explain myself to people. And so preparing mentally before then is good. Just know that when you're actually in the moment, it's gonna be a lot harder than you might expect. And it's gonna take a lot of strength inside you to keep pushing forward. The thing that really got me through this really low period is the fact that I committed this to myself. And I'm a person that, when I make a commitment, I really hold myself accountable. And having somebody that can hold you accountable, a friend, a family member, somebody that really knows you well, having somebody be accountable will really help with this process, because support matters, especially when you're vulnerable. And you're vulnerable when your cravings are up high, and when your psychological fatigue is high as well. When you're really drained and your mental state is just really like shot, you're very vulnerable. And what do you typically do? You reach for that bag of cookies, you reach for that slice of cake or pie or whatever it is, or that glass of wine or whatnot. So during this time, my mom was a huge support of me, and it kind of went. And then when I started my week of work, there's another plane, and I can guarantee you, you will feel horrible if you cheat and indulge in that one thing. It might feel good in the moment, but in the long run, it's gonna have so many harsh feelings of guilt or shame or disappointment in yourself. So with all that being said, I really wanted to focus on this particular part of the Whole30, because I want to keep it real and tell you exactly the highs and the lows of this to help you out. And the social aspect of it is by far the hardest, because you feel like you're missing out. You just feel like you're missing out on the extreme environment, the situation, the event, the activity, and that fear builds in insecurity. And for somebody that has an eating disorder, that fear leads to insecurity. Insecurity leads to cravings, wanting rewards, and you typically go to those foods for rewards, and you can continue the cycle. If you can break that cycle and not give into that craving, not give into that reward of food, that is a huge deal, and that's a huge win, because it is hard. It is hard. You're gonna struggle, because I struggled a lot, but you can get through it, because remember the reason why you started Whole30. I started this because I want to develop a better relationship with food and my body. That is the reason why, and I know that this will help. And so that commitment to myself is what really firmly made me continue and not lose hope. And with that being said, now that I'm over that dry hump, that really hard time, I have more confidence in myself that I can get past these next 2 weeks, and keep doing my best and make it there and doing awesome. As always, my name is Tyler Rossmann. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch. It really does mean a lot. Remember to leave a comment and lead a discussion if you or somebody else is going through something on Whole30. Maybe you're at a hard time. Reach out to people. Reach out to me. Reach out to anybody in this community, and know that you are not alone and that you can do this. You have the strength inside you, and remember the reason why you started Whole30. With that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next update, week number 3. Ooh, that's gonna be a good one. Peace out from the chair. Woo!